Hello all, welcome to the next session on Embedded C. In this session, we are going to discuss about arrays and strings. In the arrays topic, we are going to discuss about the basics of the arrays and how to declare an array and how to initialize the values to the array and about out of bound values and multi-dimensional arrays. In the strings topic, we will discuss about basics of the strings and declaration of the string and initializing the string and string handling functions. Okay. So now first let us discuss about what is meant by array. Array is a collection of elements of same data type. That means suppose I have an array of data type float. Suppose float, my array name is ARR1. Suppose this array size is 10. Then that means in this array ARR1 we can save 10 floating data type of values. Okay, and in case of arrays, the arrays are stored in continuous memory. That means suppose this ARR1 of 10 is there, ARR1 of 0 will be there, 1 will be there, like that till 9 will be there. Remember, the array index is starting from 0. Okay, and the last index will be the size minus 1. Here the size of array is 10 into 4, because this is of 10 elements and each element is floating data type. Floating data type size will be 4 bytes. This is for each element the size is 4 bytes. So into 4. So the total size will be 40 bytes. Okay. So the number of elements. So this is wrong. Number of elements minus 1. So the last index will be the number of elements in the array minus 1. This size minus 1 will be applicable in case of character data types, because character size will be, each character size will be 1 byte. So the size of array is also same as the number of elements in the character array. Okay, and there is a provision for accessing individual element in an array. How to access means, suppose an array is there int a of 10. That means 10 integer elements we can store in this array A. So the locations will be the first location, that means at 0th index. Always the index will start from 0th. So next this one will be index 1, this one will be index 2, this will be 3rd, this will be 4th, like that till 9th. So if you want to access the value present in this index, you have to provide a of 1. Okay. Similarly, if you want to get at 3rd element, that means at 2nd index, a of 2. Similarly, 10th element, that means at 9th index, so a of 9. At 10th element, that means at 9th index, a of 9. In this way you can access this element and you can do the operators which we have discussed, right? You can do all those operations also. And suppose if you have called a of 10, then what it will happen is, in C programming it won't do bound checking. That means whether it is in the limit, that means it is in the range of array or not, it won't check. What it will happen is, suppose this is at address 0x, in for simplicity I am just using small address 5213. It is of integer data type, so the size will be 4 bytes. Then at the location 0x5217, what is the data is present, that data it will display. if you are trying to print the value of a of 10, it will print the data present in 0x5217. Even though it is out of our array range, it won't show it as an error and it will print those values. So in case of arrays, always remember that there is no bound checking. Okay. Now we will discuss about how to initialize an array. Array can be initialized once they are declared. So during declaration of array you can initialize, or later also element by element you can initialize with the same like name equal to value. Okay, using assignment operator you can assign value. Suppose I have declared int a of 10 and initialized with these values. This is at 0th index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will be okay. Suppose if I have initialized a of 1 equal to 20, then what it will happen in the array a at index 1 present the value is 15. Now this 20 value is saved in index a. So then array a will become 20, 86 like that. Okay. And values should be provided in the curly brackets. When you are initializing the values during the time of declaration, you have to provide in the curly brackets. If suppose I have declared int a of 10, during declaration itself I want to initialize, but that time I have provided only 28 and 15. Then what it will happen is, for the remaining elements, all the elements will be automatically filled with value 0. Okay. Next, suppose if I have declared int a of 4, that means total 4 elements only, but during initialization I have initialized with more than 4 elements like 23, 16, 72. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Till here only it will initialize. Then this is error. Okay, if you provide any excess elements, then it will result an error. Okay. During array initialization, all the elements of the array are going to be separated by comma. Next, name of the array indicates array address. That means suppose I have declared int a of 10. That means this name, which is a, is same as address of index 0. We will see this thing in program, we will see all this, we will check it, and without using index, how to access the values of the array elements. We will check those things also. And remember this one, if you try to access out of bound values, then compilation, it won't show any error. Compilation will be successful only, but the result, it will be an error because it is accessing from the next address elements. See these things in the code, then we will go for multi-dimensional arrays. Here in my code I have declared one array of 1, the size is 3. Okay. So this is first element, second element, third element. The first element will be present at index 0, second element will be present at index 20, third element will be present at index 30. This is my array 2. If you observe here, I have not provided the size of the array. Then how the compiler will understand the size of the array means, if you want to don't want to declare the size of the array, and by default it has to fetch, means that time you have to you have to initialize the array elements also, then automatically compiler will check the number of elements, and then for this array it will assign the size. Now I am printing the size of array 1. How to print? Using size of operator, size of array 1. Okay. Similarly, size of array 2 I am printing, and I will observe. As it is of integer data type, so it will be 3 into 4, 12 bytes, the size of array 1, and for size of array 2, 4 into 4, 16 bytes. Okay. Next we will see about starting address of array 1. Okay, what I told, the name of the array, if you observe here, the name of the array indicates the address of a of 0. So that's why first I am printing the address using name. Next I am printing using at the 0th index, what is the element is present, that element address I am printing. So address of array 1 of 0. Okay. So next, instead of accessing, suppose first let us take this example, ARR 1 of 3. I think the elements will be 10, 20, 30. Okay. Then how it will save? Instead of like this, let me draw like this. So total 3 elements only. Suppose this is ARR of 0. Suppose this is my entire memory. Okay. In that some bot is assigned for ARR 1. So how much size it will assign? 3 into 4, which is 12 bytes. So this is total 12 bytes. So at ARR of 0, 10 will be saved. At 1, 20 will be saved. At 2, 30 will be saved. Okay. Now this is at address, suppose, let me write the address this side, 0x50. In simple I am just writing only with 2 digits. Okay. Hexadecimal 2 digits. So the next will be at 50, 51, 52, 53. So 54. So the next will be 0x58. Okay, now what it will happen if you observe? ARR will tell the address of this ARR of 0. That means ARR, it will print 0x50. Now if you try to print ARR plus 1, that means what it will happen is it will print 0x54. Okay. Reason is this ARR is of data type integer. So int size is 4. Then what it will happen is this value into 4 plus 1 into 4. So this 1 indicates for incrementing of 4 bytes. Suppose if you want to print the value of ARR plus 2, then what it will happen is 2 into 4, 8 bytes it will increment. So 0x58. Suppose if you try to call ARR plus 3, that means 0x9, A, B, C. So 5C. Suppose in 0x5C another variable data is there, var is there, and its value is 82. Then what it will happen if you try to call the value of ARR of 3, then it will print the value of 82, because in case of arrays there is no bound checking. So when you are calling of 3, then indirectly you are calling the value present in this ARR plus 3. That means the value present at 0x5C. That one you can observe it here. The address of ARR plus 1. That means the address of this index 1. So ARR plus 1. Okay. Now if you want to access, suppose if you want to access the value present at any address, how to access that one? Using pointers you can access. About pointers you will come to know in detail in the topic pointers, but for time's sake you just remember that pointers will save the address of a variable. So if you call star, suppose this pointer name is ptr, which is suppose address of one variable var. Suppose if you try to get the value of star ptr, then it will be like star address. What does it mean? The value present in this address it will display. Similar case, star of I have provided some address ARR1 plus 1, that means it has to print 20. The same thing I am trying to print using value of ARR1 of 1. Okay. Similarly, now I am trying to print the out of bound value and let us see whether compiler will result any error or not. But it won't return any error. It will try to print what is the data present in this address. That means at address of ARR1 of 4, what is the data it is present, that data it will be printing. Now let us run the script. Sorry. If you observe, the size of array 1 is 12. It is okay. The size of array 2 is 16. This is also okay. Next, starting address of array 1. This one I have printed using the name of the array. Next, starting address of array 1, which I have printed as an address of the 0th index element. Okay. If you observe, these two are same. So the next is address of ARR1 plus 1. So what will be the address? After A4, the 4 bytes you have to increment. So A8. Next, the value of ARR1 of 1. First we are accessing using direct element like ARR1 of 1. Next, we are trying to access using pointers. At this address, what is the data is present? ARR1 plus 1. So the data is 20. It is same. Next, out of bound value 16. Okay. So this is out of range of my ARR1, but still it is printing. Now if you want to see, sorry, let me open Nano. ARR1 of 4. Now let us try to print the address, at which address it is printing. Actually, after this variable ARR1, I have created this ARR2, right? So the next in the memory, first let me clear some space. My ARR1 is 10, 20, 30, right? ARR2, this is of size 3, this is of size 4. 15, 16, 17, 18. Suppose after declaration of this variable, I have declared this variable, right? In case if it is saved in the continuous memory, then if I called ARR1 of 3, it will, as it is in continuous memory, it will print this data. If I call ARR1 of 4, it will print this data. This is here it is present in continuous memory. That's why it is calling like this. So now let us see that one. So before that, what I am doing is ARR 1 of 4. Let me provide one more printf statement. Address of ARR2 is %p /n, comma ARR2. As the name of the array will display the address. Now let me run this, save, exit. Okay. As we are printing the address, use %p. Let me save, exit. Now let me run this. Better, let me clear, and now let me run. If you observe, the out of bound value address is 0x7FFF95 at the last 684. So if you see, the array 2 address is 680. That means it is saved in continuous memory. So the first element, that means at 0th index, it is the element is at the, that means the first element at 0th index, it is present at address 680. So the first element present at address 684. So that's why when you try to print the value, it is printing array 2 of 1. So as it is saved in continuous memory, it is printing ARR 1 of 4 is printing ARR 2 of 1. Okay, because it is saved in continuous memory. So always remember that there is no bound check is provided for the arrays in C. Next we will discuss about multi-dimensional arrays. So in case of multi-dimensional arrays, to handle matrix and tables, we need to array with multiple subscripts, that means in multiple dimensions. Now let us see the example of two-dimensional array. It should consist of two subscripts which will tell about the number of rows and number of columns. Similar to the arrays, the index will be starting from 0. Okay, both row index and column index, all the indexes will be starting from 0. Okay, 2D arrays we can generally call that as matrix also. Now the declaration, what should be the syntax? First data type should be present, and then name of the array, and then number of rows and number of columns. Okay, here I have provided floating data type, and my name of the array is marks, and the number of rows are 4, which will be 4 rows, and the number of columns will be 3 columns. Okay, now let us see how to initialize the values of the array. During declaration itself, you try to initialize the values of the array, or otherwise you have to initialize during declaration itself. You can initialize the values of the array. This is small f. Okay, or otherwise you can initialize element by element, like after declaration, like marks of 0 row and 0 column, which will be 35.5, and similarly 0th row and first column, which will be 40.5. Like that, element by element you can initialize, or during declaration you can initialize, similar to the one dimensional array initialization. Row elements will be separated by comma, and the columns, this is suppose first row, second, similar to one dimensional array, the row elements are separated by comma. Suppose 35.5, first row is 35.5, 40.5, 45.5. Okay. Next column, next the rows will be separated by comma. Next second row, next third row, next fourth row, and all these rows will be present in the brackets. Okay, you can observe the declaration at here. This is row 1. That means at row with index 0. Next, this is row 2, row with index 1. This is row 3, row with index 2. This is row 4, row with index 3. Now if you want to access the elements of the, suppose if I want to access the element of row 1 column 2, that means this data, how to get the data? Marks of, first provide the row number 1, this is index, next column index 2, okay, which will result, suppose okay, in this way you can access the elements present in particular row and particular column. Okay. Now if we assign this value to, suppose, one variable var, which is of floating type, then if you try to print the value of var, then it will print the value of 60.5, or directly you can print this value. Now let us see one example program. It is the name ls. Okay. If you observe here, I have declared one two-dimensional array. The name of the array is ARR2D. Number of rows are 2 rows and 3 columns. The elements here, the rows are separated by comma, and similarly the elements in the rows also will be separated by comma, and all the rows will be within the brackets, and after completion of all the rows it should be in the brackets. Now what I am doing is ARR2D of 1 of 2, that means at index 1 and row index 1 and column index 2, that means the last element, which is 60. So I have replacing this value 60 with 100. So now let us print that value and let us see. And similar to one dimensional array, the array name will indicate the address of the starting location. So this address first I am printing using direct array name or using ampersand operator. Next I am printing the value present in ARR2D of index 1 and index 2. Okay, now let me run this code. If you observe, the size of array 2D is 24 because 2 rows 3 columns, so total number of elements are 6. 6 into 4, 24. If you see the starting address in both cases, the starting address using array name or using the address of the first element, as both are same, so these values are equal. Next, I have assigned one value to ARR 2D of 1 and 2, the value is 100, right? I am trying to print that value. So you can observe the value is 100. Okay, this is about multi-dimensional arrays. Next we will discuss about strings. Strings is also an array of characters. Just now in the example we have seen the array of integers, right? ARR1. Similarly, if you have created a character array, the data type is char str1. This character array can be called as strings. Similar as the property of array, in the strings also it is saved in continuous memory. But in case of strings, it has to be terminated with null. Okay. Suppose if I have declared one string like this, hello, then what it will happen is the compiler will identify total 5 characters are there. So plus 1, the last character will be null character. So this string size will be 6. Example, how to declare string is in double quotes you can declare, or if you want to declare element by element, that means character by character, you can declare like this also. Comma last one will be /0, which is null character. Or in case if you want to declare this string, and remember you can provide the strings also. Sorry. And remember you can provide spaces in the strings also. Okay. Next, as you know, the character size is 1 byte. So what will be the size of the string means total number of characters into 1. Okay. And successive characters occupy successive byte, which will be the same in case of as it is of array type. So all the data is present in continuous memory locations. Okay. And null character ASCII value is 0. You can represent the null using /0. Now similar to array declaration, the data type, in case of string it is of character data type. So you have to declare char, which will be small letters. Okay. And name of the string, sorry, this is string or character array. Similarly, the size of the string or character array. So here in this example, the S string of 5 characters. So in this brackets you have to provide the total number of characters. These 5 characters should be including the null character. Okay. Suppose when you are declaring similar to arrays, you can omit some of the characters. That means suppose I have declared S of 5. Okay, but I have assigned A, B, C. Then if you see in the memory A, B, C, the next will be null character, right? So one more memory is left, right? So in this, no value has been saved in this memory. Previously whatever the garbage value will be present, that value only will be present. Okay. So the number of characters should include the null also. Next, how to initialize the string? here I have declared, right? In the same way, you can initialize the string also. Next, we will discuss about string initialization. Okay, as previously I have told, you can initialize the string like this, char str1 of. If you want to provide like all data, all elements in the string continuously, then try to provide in double quotes. Brackets will be optional. If you want to provide, you can provide, or otherwise you no need to provide these brackets also. But if you are providing using element by element, definitely you have to provide brackets and null character also. Okay, so that is I have explained in this slide. This is one way of declaring, or you can declare like this also in double quotes. Both are same. Now if you want to declare like individual element by element, that means individual characters, you have to provide in pair of single quotes. Okay, and remember, similar to the arrays, if you don't want to provide the size of array, then that time you can initialize the array, then compiler will calculate its size and it will assign for this array size. And the format specifier for string is %s. Now let us see some examples. In first example, let me declare the string value in my program itself. In second example, let us see how to take the input from the terminal, and that input should be of string type. Let us see the example. I have provided one character array, that means the string. So name of my string is name and its value is INDIA, India. So compiler will calculate total 5 is there, so /n6, so the size of this array is 6. So I am printing. For printing the string, the format specifier should be %s. Okay. Next I am trying to print the address of this string. So how to print? Using directly the address of name, both will print the same, or just simply the name of the string will print the address. Next I am trying to print the size of this name string. Next I am creating another string name1 of 5. Here I have provided the value 5. So the size of name1 is 5, and here inside I have provided HELLO. So what it will happen? So name2, the size will be HELLO. Okay, but the /0 is not there. That means the null character is not there. So if you try to print this name1, right? Sorry, name1. If you try to print the name1, then you are not able to identify where is this /0. So it will try to print after this hello, whatever the data it is there, that data until it has been encountered /0. Till that time it will get print. So this is a problem. Next I am trying to print this string. Let us observe how it will behave. And similarly the address of name1, you can use direct address of name1 or name1, both will be same. Next size of name1. Next here I have declared in name2 string, I have declared like character by character. So HELLO /0, that means null string. HELLO null character. So now let me run this. GCC space You can observe the string is India. Next it is providing the address and size of the string is 6. You can see I have provided the string INDIA which is of 5 characters, but the size is 6. Why? The reason is /0 is not there. Sorry, the size of string is 6. Why? The reason is it will count /0 also. That means null character also it will count. Next, string 1 which is hello space India, but I have provided. Next, string 1 which is hello India, but I have provided only hello, right? Then why it has been printed India? I think after string 1 in a continuous memory this string is there, so it is printing this hello, then /0 as null character is not encountered, so it is printing the next data until it has been encountered the null character. As I have provided the size, so that's why it is printing the string 1 size is 5 and this is the starting address. Similarly for string 3, here I have provided null character, so that's why it is printing for string 3, it is printing only hello. Okay. Now let us discuss how to take input from terminal. You can observe here using printf and scanf you can receive the input from terminal also, but here the problem is when you are taking input from terminal, then what it will happen is if you are accessing using scanf only, this is if you are accessing using from terminal, if you are accessing the data, if you are accessing using scanf, then what it will happen is first the data you have entered will be saved in buffer. Okay, then in that buffer data, suppose if you have provided I am from India, I am space from space India, you have provided in the terminal, and if you have pressed enter, then it will save in buffer. The next, if you have taking using scanf, it will check for first space or enter. So first space is encountered after I am. So in this variable, suppose this is var1, my string name is var1, then in this var1 this I am will get saved. So then rest of the data it will be present in the buffer. So this next from it will assign to next whatever you are using scanf, for that it will provide. Okay, so now let us see this example. So I have declared one string, the string name is name, size will be 20, so total 20 bytes. Enter name I am printing. Now whatever I am entering, let us see how much it will save in the string name. See, the name I am entering is I am from India. So if you observe, you entered string only I am, because this from India is present in the buffer, it is not saved in this string. So now how to overcome this problem means using fgetS. Using fgetS you can overcome this issue. Now let us see this example. Here I have created another string, the name of the string is name1. Now I am asking to enter. So in this fgetS syntax is the string name you have to provide the string name name1 and size of that string, comma, file stream type, we are streaming from standard input, so stdin. So here what it will happen is, as you have provided, so till which point the date, so till which point the data will be saved means, first one is either size of, you have provided string, right, this one, or it encounters enter, it will take the data. So if the data which you have provided in the standard input, that means at the terminal, if it is overcome the data 20 bytes, then first 20 bytes only it will save in the string name1, the remaining data will be omitted. Or suppose if you have provided only 16 bytes and then if you have pressed, then that 16 bytes data will be saved in this name1. Okay, and there is one more option like getters also, but try to avoid this getters because it won't check what is the size of this string, so it may result sometimes in error. So try to avoid using getters, so try to use fgetters. Okay, try to use this fgetters function. Next, for printing, instead of you can use printf or you can use puts also to display string on the terminal. Now let me run the script. Enter name. Let me enter, I am from India. You can observe now the name string consists of I am from India. Full string is present in the name string. Okay. So next we will discuss about strings handling. Sorry, this is small s. Okay. See, there are some string handling functions is present, and those string handling functions is present in string.h. So if you include string.h function, then you can use those string handling function. Even this one is also smallest. Some of the string handling functions are string concatenation, that means it will add string. Suppose one string 1 is there, which is data is hi, string 2 is there, the data is hello. Then if I want to add this string 2 to string 1, will it be possible? No, because for this is addition operator. For this addition operator in C programming, there is no operator overloading concept. Operator overloading is not present in C. In case of C++, as operator overloading is present, you can use the strings like this in C++, but in C it is not allowed. So how to add? Using string concatenation you can add. Similarly, string copy, if you want to copy one string to another string. Similarly, if you want to identify the string of the length, you can use string length strlen function. Similarly, to compare the strings, you can use strcmp. Okay, so we will see all these things in an example. Next, similar to integer array, this is the declaration of the string. You can create one pointer. Sorry, this is small c. Okay, this one also small c. You can declare one pointer, and as the name of the character array, that means the name of the string will indicate the address, you can assign to pointers. So these concepts you will come to know in brief about when you guys are discussing about pointers. Okay. So generally, how do you access the element by element in the string? So that time what we are going to do is, we are assigning to one pointer and we are increasing its address like +1. Next, suppose for loop is there, you have created for loop, then I value we are going to increment and pointer +1. As in arrays we have discussed, right? Suppose this is 0th index 1, so ARR is my array name. So ARR of 3 will be elements. So this ARR will represent the address of this one. ARR +1 will represent the address of first index. Similarly, for the strings also you can access the elements like that. Okay. So we are accessing, in case of strings, we are accessing until /0. That means the null character is encountered. We are accessing the elements. Now let us see one program. So here I have created one string 1. The size will be I am an. Here I have created string 1. The size is 10 bytes. So I have initialized with I am an. Next I have created string 2. The string is initialized with Indian, and I have created string 3. The size is 20 bytes. Now what I am doing is, I am copying string 1 to string 3 and I am printing the value of string 3. So after copying the value, the data present in string 3 is I am an. Okay. So here I am copying using strcpy, which is string handling function. So you have to use #include string.h. Then it will include string.h file into our code. So next I am concatenating. So during concatenation, strcat comma destination comma source. So it will append the data to the destination string. So str3 comma str2. So here the output will be I am an. So here it is adding Indian. Okay, so after concatenation it has to print I am an Indian. Next I have created 2 more strings. String 4, the data is ABCD, and string 5, the data is ABCD. So now I am creating one integer. In case of string compare of str1 comma str2, it will check character by character, its ASCII values it will check. If both strings are equal, then it will result 0. If suppose string 1 ASCII value, that element by element, if string 1 element is ASCII value is greater than string 2, then it will give the value which is greater than 0. If suppose string 2 is greater than string 1, then the value will be less than 0. So here both will be ABCD. So the compare result will be 0. So now let us run this code. If you observe, the string 3 data is I am, after concatenation I am an Indian, and the comparison result is 0. So now let me change some data. Sorry. Now instead of small c, let me make it as capital C. Let me save this. Let me run. You can observe the comparison result is -32, because as you know, this is my first string, this is my second string. So A, okay, B, okay. Next capital C, small c. If you observe, capital C ASCII value is less than, ASCII of capital C is less than ASCII of small c. So that's why it is resulting negative value. Suppose if you have provided like this is string 1, this is string 2, that means here capital C, then it will result positive value because this is greater than, small c ASCII is greater than capital C ASCII, right? So this is about string handling. Apart from these string handling functions, there are some more string handling functions will be present. Okay, so to use those string handling functions, you have to use string.h. Okay, right? So with this, second session has been completed.